Hey guys, I was reading a passage in Becoming Myself by Stacey Elridge, and they were talking about names and how we name ourselves and the things that we call ourselves and how important our name is in the context of God. And so I thought I'd make a really just impromptu video, I guess, on how I went about doing that and sort of maybe, put some thought into it, what your name means, and yeah. So I read about it and I had a bit of time to reflect as well, because it talked about how God gave you your name, even though your parents gave you your name, and I really believe, after reading and writing and stuff and just sort of believing in my faith, that was definitely true, because my given name is actually Tennille. I've always gone by Blair. It's just been a nickname of mine since my early teens. A lot of people know me as Blair, so it's just kind of natural, but my given name is actually Tennille. Now, Tennille means powerful and strong-minded, and I don't know if my parents knew this when they were picking my name, but I was talking to my dad the other day, and he said that he just felt that name was right, that it would suit me. And I mean, I've gotten slack for the majority of my life, because there is a band called the Captain and Tennille, and it was I believe the 70s or something like that, and I've always had that sort of stigma, I guess, and laughing about it. You can laugh it off, and I guess in that period of time, but I didn't want my name to mean something like that. I wanted it to mean something more than just a band, if you know what I mean. So it was really enlightening to really find out what my name meant and why my parents chose that name. So my dad pretty much was I just felt like it was right, and so they chose it, and I really think that name reflects who I am as a person. It's not just my personality, it is me as a whole, because I am a very strong-minded woman, and I tend to think I do have a lot of strength, even though I've gone through some terrible things in my life. So and allowing myself to check out the meaning and find the origin, and really just embrace that name instead of hating it or disliking the name that I was given, I've been able to actually see that this name means something, and it's not just my identity, it's a spiritual identity as well. So then we move on to my middle name, which is Marie. Now I won't go into my last name, unless you guys know my last name, but my middle name is Marie, so I looked into Marie, and you gotta take the good with the bad. So when I first saw Marie, it's a bitter, and in context, I don't like to be a bitter person, but you can go as deep or as on the surface as you want. So I did some more research, and Marie also means rebellion, and it also means wish for child. So that again kind of, I took everything, powerful, strong-minded, rebellion. I've always been a rebellious person. I've always fought against what mankind wants, what society wants, and what I feel like I spiritually want, and what I spiritually think, what I feel like I've just been guided to do. And bitter, life is bitter, life is suffering, when you come into the new faith and you come into Christianity or whatever belief you believe in, you learn very quickly that, it's not going to be all rosy. You have to suffer to learn. You have to go through hardships to come out a more stronger person, and I really believe that all comes together. So I really quite enjoyed that experience, and even looking into my sort of persodum kind of altar life, I have an altar name that I've always had too, which is Blair, which actually means plain or field or joy and happy. So I thought, field of joy, plain happy, that just encapsulates me pretty much as being an optimistic person. So I really think there's so much merit in owning who you are, owning your name, not just your body, not just your soul, but who you really are to the core, and what the person that God created. So as well, I looked into, now I believe in like soul children. I have a reproductive issue that kind of hinders me from getting pregnant very easily, ongoing thing. But I still believe that there are spirit children out there, children who are either I'm going to have in this lifetime or I've had in the past or whatever. And I've always wanted to call my child Thaddeus, and my partner has always had the same idea. Like, he's always wanted to call his son Thaddeus as well. So it's kind of weird when we started talking about it that we sort of both came to this conclusion. I want to call my daughter, if I have a daughter, Jude as well. So I did a little bit of research, and especially I was pretty interested in if there's any references to these names in biblical terms or God or anything like that. And I found out that one of the 12 apostles apparently was named Thaddeus, who also goes under the name of Jude, I believe. So I read the book of Jude, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, you can take it as deep as you want. It's what it means to you, what it means to God, what you believe God is guiding you. But for me, when I don't believe in coincidence. I just don't think that's. I don't know. I think things are meant to be because they are, and I just found it really interesting that when I was reading about names and what it means and how God gives you names, and I believe that God will, or has already, named my children for me. And so, yeah. So I thought that I would just, if that sounds really weird, I'm sorry, but, just thought I'd make a video, talk about it. How do you guys feel about that? Do you like your name? Do you not like your name? Find out what your name means, whether you're married, or single, still a teenager, an adult. Find out what that name means, and if you have any nicknames or pseudonyms or anything like that you like to go under, really delve deep and figure out, find out why you chose that name. I don't know why I chose Murph, because I've always been called Prodigious Murph, which was my profile when I was writing. And so that name means a lot to me, and it's a name that I've gone by for a long, long, long time. So regardless of wherever it comes from, I do believe it comes from God as a separate part of me spiritually, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys are going well. Hope you enjoyed this video, and just some food for thought. So have a great day, and let me know in the comments what you think, or you can make a response video. I'd love to see a response video. It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to tell me your name. You can just talk about how your experience or what you believe in or anything like that. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and have a fantastic day. Bye.